Okay, so for this question, we have two for loops again. The first for loop is going to go from I equals 0 to n, and it's going to increment by 1 each time. The second for loop is going to go from 1 to I, and then doubling each iteration. The body of these for loops is a constant call to a method, and so we can basically ignore this part. So really our runtime comes down to the number of total iterations for these two for loops combined. Okay, so we know straightforwardly that this is going to be n iterations, and we know that this is going to be, okay, so this is kind of the tricky part. Think about when this inner for loop executes the most number of iterations, right? That's when I is the biggest, right? So maybe I is equal to n minus 1. And so we can estimate that the number of iterations of this inner for loop is going to be close to log n, right? When I is equal to n minus 2, that's going to be like log of n minus 2, which is very similar to log of n. Log of n minus 3 is also going to be very similar to log of n, because all of these constant factors really don't matter in the long run as n goes to infinity. And so really we can just say that the inner for loop has log n iterations, which means that we have a total of n times log n iterations. Remember that for each iteration of the outer for loop, we have to iterate everything in the inner for loop. So that's going to be a times, not an addition. So in the best case, oh, and I forgot to mention, the worst case and the best case in this scenario are going to be the same. And the reason for that is because whether h of ijn evaluates to true all the time or false all the time or whatever it is, it's not going to affect the structure of our for loop, right? There's no break statement in there that will allow us to terminate early on. There's no if statements, right? And so there's really no way for us to change the flow of our function here. So that's why the best case and the worst case are going to be the same, which means that they're both going to be theta of n log n. Okay, and that's it.